ShopDog says, welcome back to a Pontiac video. Today, we don't know what's going to happen. We do know it is cold and blustery out. The wind has got to be 40 miles an hour. So, carpet's been laying in. Some things have shown up. I've got more of this cable. Came this week, plus the joiners. And then he needed some barrel crimps for connecting his amplifiers to his speaker wires. And then the other thing that changed, and I'll teach him how to play with it, is we now have a labeler. So depending on what cartridge you put in, like this one's 1/2-inch shrink tube, that one's actual stickers. This is the self-laminating cable wrap, so you print on it, you can stick it on a cable and then wrap it around itself. That is really great, especially for things that are already connectorized. So we will be playing with this and starting to incorporate this into our wire work. So we will definitely show Diesel how this works. Okay, as an example, I just did a piece of wire wrap. We typed in V plus amplifier, and you can see right here what it did. So on this, we peel off that side. We would affix it to our cable. Oh yeah, it always does that second cut to make it easier to open. And you start curling it, and as it curls around, the clear part here does what they literally call self-laminating. So that will protect the words. And now, pretend this had a big cable or a connector on the end. We just labeled a cable in a pretty permanent manner in seconds.
Sizer, big
See,
stuff
so here are
in.
samples of some of the different things. You know, we can do magnetic tape, so it can print on magnet tape, you know, and then you can just kind of stick things on. You know, good for offices. Obviously, it can do vinyl. It can do various colors of heat shrinks. Obviously, the wire wrap. It's going to be a handy tool for us. What is that? It'll say right on the front. That's actually just black on white for just a vinyl sticker that's 1/2-inch wide. Yeah, this should work. Oh yeah, here's one. Sub Plus. That's one of the wire wraps. So, yeah, we're learning. Okay. And looks like Kevin's climbing back in here to get started. Yeah, he's playing the extend the wires just that little bit game.
Look at that. If we had a label on here, we'd know that that was front, and we know that that was rear.
You know what we should do is maybe get a piece of paper and write down what labels we want.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Okay, we have some tags and some heat shrink, so let's go see how that works. Okay, so I've got those two slid down, and I've done them at the other end, and he's figuring out what he wants on his RCA cables. So while he's figuring that out, we might as well shrink these guys down. You can see they shrink down pretty decent. It'd be better if I had my right hand, so I'll come right back. That makes that a little easier to tell which is which. Okay, so we've got that going over to an existing grommet. And then I'm getting ready to route that along the floor, and we will join them under that seat. Just checking in. How's that going?
Oh, so got clamps in here. We'll get that all straightened out. Sub is hooked, ready to strap that down. Front is all locked in. I'm getting ready to do the harness for the rear, and we'll figure out where the rears go. Still have power. So working on it, getting ready to clean it up here.
Okay, and then up here, I'm working on getting all of this extended and run, but we had noticed that this little hinge point gets really close right here. So I'm going to make something to kind of hold it just to make sure that that never gets pinched. Kind of like how we have something down here so it never gets caught right here. Okay, so we've got our splice here. We've got our retainer on this side. I've still got to do something over there because it'll probably pinch there too. And that's where I'm at now with all my wiring. The amp turn-on feed wire here is going to have to be extended a little more, but these two go to a connector up under here. So that won't be too bad. But that amp, of course, is going to have to come over here somewhere. I got to figure out where that is. It's up on that radio harness. So we're getting there. All right, so now they are working on a spare set of wires in case they decide to put speakers in the back doors, which they're not sure about, but it's going to be a lot easier to run the wires now, you know, obviously. So I still got to do a strap over there. So I've been working over here. I just extended the amp wire. You can see that. And I'm going through my notes. I am pretty certain I already have a fuse or a connection set up for the air ride suspension stuff, which is that heavy red right there and that yellow. So before I run that up, I want to verify what pins it is, because I'm pretty sure I had already slotted 2 of these off of the accessory harness. I just don't remember which. So let me look into that. Okay, so here he has everybody routed, including his spares, it looks like. Going through a nice grommet, held out of the way. He's still working in the well, but that's okay. Yeah, this is really coming along. Okay. So I know it doesn't look like anything's happened here, but we've started the extension harness because we went to the center console, so I need neutral, safety, and reverse lights. So up here, I've got a pair of connectors into the old setup running out. Of course, we've got the connector that's going to wind up doing the cruise control ignition switch, as well as the ignition switch for air ride. Obviously, here's the ignition switch itself. So just kind of routing things. And now that they're done back there, I'm going to go put that strap in. Another thing we better start thinking about before we put the carpet down is what's going to be in the console. And one of the most important things is a cup holder. So we started looking, and it looks like if we do jumbos, her water bottle will fit. Because we're going to take, instead of using this metal plate on the console, I'm going to cut something on the laser. And it looks like we could cut a couple cup holders in here, still be able to put a couple power points back there. And then don't forget, we've still got that big dongle for the air ride that has to go somewhere. And this would be a convenient location on the center console. So I'm going to have to source the 25 amp cigarette circuit that I've got to alter it a little bit. We're also really thinking about not using the actual cigar lighter in the car, because, you know, modern PowerPoints never fit them correctly and they're just frustrating. So we may not use that, but we're definitely going to add PowerPoints here, and we definitely want to have a couple USB charging points. So that's one thing. The other thing, I ran out of gumption. My back started hurting. So that's as far as I got in here, getting things run around. I'm actually pretty happy with where we're at. He's got quite a bit going on. We remembered the air ride module that we're going to hide under this seat. So there's its Deutsch connector, and that's going to be there. Yeah, we've got the strap here. We've got the strap here so that they don't get pinched. Yeah, this is coming along. We've been labeling what we have to. The 2 heavy power feeds for the air ride and for the amplifiers are now routed through the entire car. Once we have the battery tray and start working that out, we will figure out how we want to do the fuse handling here. You know, obviously I need a 40 amp for the air ride, and the amplifier kits always come with these giant mega things. I'm not sure what I think about it. You know, we're probably going to use it, but yeah, that's what always comes with these. So I think that's literally in case of catastrophic short. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at now. And like we had said earlier, he ran some extra speaker wires just in case he ever does decide he wants to put them in these doors. At least we have them run. You know, they'll just be sitting under that seat for now. It's getting quite tidy back here. We have figured out how we're going to do our power distribution blocks. So he's going to get those on order. Ignore that mess. We haven't cleaned that out yet. That's going to be at the end when we know all of this is done and happy. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for the Pontiac today. What do we say?
Thanks for watching.